or different kind of cows. We have different kind. Yeah.
The evolutionary differences between races aren't that big. There are enough like changes like to the skeletal structure that you can differentiate a person who's black and white just because of bone structure. But it's not. We're
Yeah,
not
I'm not
different
talking about.
species. We're still both humans.
Yeah, they are, but you opened my eyes. Trust me, you did, but I still think that there is a difference between how. But then again, I mean, I have a friend who was adopted from Venezuela, and she is the best person I ever met. If she was raised in Venezuela, she would probably have been a complete different person, right?
Yeah, she would have been. Venezuela is a complete shithole right now. She'd definitely be a completely different person.
Yeah, and that proves your point even more, and that's what I'm thinking about.
Well, yeah, if you had have been adopted, right, from some poor African country, you could be the exact same person talking to me with a different colored skin. Because you would have been raised the same way, and you could have possibly had the exact same experiences, making you the exact same person, but you just have black skin instead of white skin.
Yeah, I agree. And I have this one brother. I have three brothers, and one brother of mine. He told me that because the election in Sweden, it was about the far right, the far left, blah blah blah. Same in Trump versus Hillary, and he said someone was talking, and he said to me like, "Yeah, sure. I mean, but don't you think that like." The way you are is dependent on how you are raised. And that's so true.
That's
I mean,
simple psychology.
Yeah. And that means, like, for example, if I was raised and I watched a video yesterday, a documentary from Africa, it was people were digging for gold and they had these 30 meters caves they were going into. People who were 15 years old, 17 years old guys going down there. And I have to respond to him when he asked me that question, like, yes, of course. I mean, where you are raised, and he said, why do you have people that are going extremists when there is talking about Islam, for example? Because they are raised in that culture that, like Allah is, you have to sacrifice yourself for your country, you have to kill everyone from the West. But if you take that Muslim and raise him in Europe, he would have a different view.
Got an airdrop, bro.
Yeah, that's true. You will be changed as a person depending on where you're raised, or how you're raised, or what you experience.
Shut up, man!
Yeah, but then okay, I agree with that, and like the culture thing that you said, I totally, and it changed my mind a bit. But why is the reason that the countries that is having these issues are all, well, always, but the majority of them are not
C4.
Like, for example, look at Africa. We have these people coming in the 17th century, going in from England, making these colonies. And as soon as they take it over, I mean, look at South Africa. It's going to collapse soon. Like, what is the reason when these people of other color taking it over, it's not working anymore?
See, that is a very racy argument right there, and you know there are a whole bunch of different answers. I personally believe that it is still a culture thing. I believe that, you know, in African culture, tribalism is still highly valued, and tribalism doesn't really work when you try and put a democracy in and you try and use capitalism, because it just doesn't work with tribalism.
Yeah, okay, I can get that. But, I mean, there's so many things I want to say to you, but, you know, you and me, we are on completely different levels. But I have to tell you that you actually proved a point when you said that culture and skin color, and like I said also, when my brother made that example where, I mean, if I were to be growing up in that country, or if I would be growing up in that country, you would turn out to be a completely different person. So Yeah, you kind of opened my eyes a bit here. You did, yeah.
All I can recommend to you is, man, is just keep researching, keep watching videos, keep doing reading, but just be careful that you don't fall into only watching videos and reading things from one side of the story, you know? Because you've got some very racial opinions, so make sure you don't just look at the racial arguments of things. Make sure you're looking at different sources, even sources you don't agree with originally, because you never know, you know, you might see something that you completely disagree with, and you'll watch it and you'll be like, wow, you know, I agree with that.
Yeah, and the thing for me also, trust me, I'm so tired of being angry. I mean, about this issue that we're talking about. But at the same point, like for example, in my country in Sweden, it's like the media completely left, 100%, and I don't want to be like this. I don't want to hate people. For me, in my core, I'm like, okay, go wherever you fucking want, but it doesn't work like that, does it?
Yeah, there are reasons we have borders.
Yeah, and I'm trying to get better, but I still am probably always gonna feel like this. But I'm happy to talk with a guy who is completely opposite of me and actually proving a point instead of just because I've been out in Stockholm and the major cities down in South Malmö, and I can't talk to them. They're just yelling and spitting on me. So, yeah.
Yeah, the far left right now is in a very weird state where they're refusing debate. They're refusing to see other opinions and all this, and yeah, they have a very toxic view, and they're really refusing to see any other side of the argument. So yeah, it's going to be hard to talk to people like that.
I tell you, man, I don't know what your real name is, but I'm actually glad I met you because you made sense and you put some sense into me also in a way. So yeah.
Well, that's why dialogue's important, man. You've always got to talk to new people, experience new things, even if it's in a video game, I guess.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. Yeah, I like you, and in the same way, I don't like you. You get the point, yeah?
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
All right. Anyway, man, nice to meet you. I'm gonna go back to my friends in the Discord, and yeah,
Right.
you're a sensible guy, and yeah, culture and color is not the same thing. You put that into me, and I'm gonna take that with me, actually. So
just keep the research up, man. Always keep learning new things, see new ideas, see new viewpoints. Just keep it up, man. You'll get there.
yeah.
Hey, man.
Yeah. See you, man.
Hey, Sarge. Not much. We just had a quite the talk about, you know, the problems happening in Europe and Sweden, mass migration, immigration, the refugee crisis. You know, as you do. I got the same, man. You got a lovely beard there. You can enjoy that, man. Have a good one, man.